I really didn't think I'd be talking about this. It's just a Sonic Colors remaster, but for some bizarre reason, it's been flooding my mind for the past few days. I don't know, there's just so many things going on, or could be going on because of it, that I feel like I have to talk about it. I was trying to stray away from these types of videos, but screw it, there's only one time for a thing like this. We're in a massive Sonic drought, and I'm desperate to talk about anything Sonic related, anything new Sonic related, so I guess here we are. So, if you haven't heard the news, I'm super late to it. There's a Sonic Colors Remaster that's pretty much 100% confirmed at this point. And yeah, it's weird. I think it's an incredibly weird thing to happen. Now, before I start, I do not think it's a bad choice. In fact, I think it's a very good choice because Sonic Colors is one of the harder games to actually get a hold of. It's only on the Wii, or you can emulate it via Dolphin, and that's it. So I think it's a prime choice for a remaster. I know people really want Unleashed, and I'm sure that'll probably happen eventually, depending on how well this game does. But for now, Sonic Colors, fun game. I think it's a real good game, and I think it's infinitely better than Sonic Forces. So yeah, who cares? So let's just, I guess, discuss. I've got a massive list of things I really want to talk about here because I'm just so confused. So we heard the news that Roger Craig Smith was leaving the role of Sonic. That's really old news. And what I find weird is that he leaves, and then the first game we get since he leaves is Roger's debut game, Sonic Colors. I don't know why, that just seems really weird to me. Doesn't Sega want to, like, reinvent Sonic because of the Sonic movie? Are we not trying to, like, not rebrand Sonic, but just make Sonic more polished, more of a AAA franchise, more of a respectable franchise? So I think it's kind of weird that they would re-release a game that's kind of like the others. Sonic Colors is very similar to Sonic Forces. It's not as near as high quality as Sonic Generations, but it has the same tone, as well as Sonic Lost World. They all embody this tone, this really comedic toddler kind of, well, toddler, that's kind of like over-exaggerated, but like really kiddie focus, you know? And like, yeah, that does actually make sense for the Sonic movie, I suppose, but I thought that Sega would be going away from that because they're casting a new Sonic. Usually when we get a new Sonic, Sonic gets kind of like this new personality. We kind of get like a new tone for the game. So I thought that would happen again, and it still might, but now we're just sprinkling this remaster in the middle of it all, and that seems really just weird to me. I feel like maybe that might mix up the identity of Sonic if they're trying to go for something new. If not though, that's totally fine. Again, I'm happy with this. But yeah, I just thought that was an interesting thing. And it's got some implications that I'm going to discuss later on. But yeah, for now, that's weird. Next thing I want to discuss is the fact that the game is probably going to be called Sonic Colors Ultimate. Unlike when they did Banana Blitz, they just added HD on the end of that, which it was just basically Banana Blitz, Super Monkey Ball Banana Blitz, with just the same stages but with a new control screen because there's no motion controls, thank God. Game still sucks though, but yeah, I guess other than the music, which was completely butchered, and they just literally ripped music from past Super Monkey Ball games, advertised it as new music, and then called it a day, and then resold the soundtrack online? Like, what? It's all just old music. Anyways, that's a tangent. This game seems to be more substantial, most likely. This game seems to imply Ultimate. It's either the Ultimate version of Colors, which obviously it is, because the only other one we have is the Wii, but it could also mean that they're adding a substantial amount of new content to the game, and that kind of has its own implications. How much of a focus is this project to them? Is Sonic Colors still considered the peak of Sonic to Sega? The game is very old. What is it? Almost 11 years old at this rate? That's really old. And if that's what Sega thinks, they still think this is peak Sonic in its 3D form. To me, that's a bit worrying, because Sonic Forces so obviously tried to capture that, but completely failed at it because it had such subpar level design that just held your hand far too much and made the game really like uninvolved, almost like watching a cutscene in a way. Sonic Colors isn't nearly as bad as that, of course. I mean, it's a much easier, much simpler game, really blocky platforming, all of that, everybody knows. It's a much better design game though. Like, there is much more of a focus, even if it's just really lighthearted. It's way more focused on what Sonic Forces tried to do, so I do respect Colors. I respect the tone, the atmosphere. I respect that it's a smaller kind of Sonic game, because obviously 1 year later we got Sonic Generations, which I consider to be the big, grand Sonic game. That was amazing. Best Sonic game ever made, I think. So I was fine with Sonic Colors as like this, just it's a smaller title. It's just really solid. It's not anything groundbreaking, but it's absolutely not bad. I would give it a solid, probably 7 out of 10, but nothing more than that. And if Sega is still holding on to the fact that this really 2D Mario-esque platforming, which was game was aimed for, is the peak of Sonic, what does that say for the future? What does that say for the next game? Do they still have this mindset? Is the next game still going to be filled with this 2D platforming stuff? Or is it still going to be revitalized? Are they just doing this because they can? Or are they doing it because they think that this is just what people love, is Sonic Colors? Because I don't really think that's the case anymore. It's a tough one, because Sonic Colors is still a highly regarded game. I'm very positive when this game comes out that it'll still sell somewhat, depending on how big the changes are. But I do think that it's going to get lower scores than it did the last time. I think it's aged a bit poorly. I think you have to think about the context. Back in 2010, we'd had really bad games before then, Sonic 06, blah blah blah, Sonic and Secret Rings, Sonic and the Black Knight at the time, which is a game I like now, but that was considered bad. Sonic Chronicles. So Sonic Colors, I think, was considered just amazing because it wasn't like those games. There wasn't a particular gimmick. Power-ups aren't exactly like a Hedgehog or like a different completely playable character. It's like Super Mario. So that's why people probably thought, oh yeah, this game's great. This game is fantastic because it's good. There's no fluff. It's just Sonic and I get to play Sonic stages and it's really lighthearted. I don't think that's going to do as well now, especially in the climate of Sonic Forces, because I think I've definitely said this before, but if Sonic Forces was the game that released in 2010, I'm pretty confident that it would have got good review scores. Surely, like, possibly, it might have gotten less scores because of the dark tone and story, but the levels are pretty much, like, they are serviceable? Like, I'm sure people would have said, oh yeah, this is really fun. Sonic 4, remember, was considered really good back in 2010, and that game is considered garbage now, so you've got to think about the context. So, yeah, I don't think it's going to age well. So, all that's out of the way. Sorry for the rambling, sorry for going up and down, all around, just random thoughts I've got. So, is this the thing? In the IDW panel thing, they said something along the lines of fans being very pleased with the 30th anniversary stuff. Is this one of the things, or is this the thing? Because they still think Sonic Colors is this masterpiece game. Do they think that Sonic Colors is the thing that everyone's going to be pleased about? Because they seem to be adamant on Sonic Colors being great. I remember the South by Southwest panel in 2019 when they were just presenting Izuka on stage. And Aaron Webb was like, he helped make Sonic 3, Sonic Adventure 1 and 2, Sonic Colors, and no one, like barely anyone cheered for Sonic Colors. So at least within the realms of the Sonic fanbase, Sonic Colors isn't exactly considered great, but for new people, I do see how it could be a good game, and I think overall it's still a good game to re-release. Right, next thing I want to go on is, are they trying to repeat 2010? If you remember, like I was just talking about, oh my god, I feel like I'm rambling, I'm sorry, this is just kind of how I feel. In 2010, they had this renaissance of Sonic, so they had Sonic Colors, they had Sonic 4, and then they had Sonic Generations. It was like a 1-2 combo. And Sonic was pretty much back. Sonic was considered great again. People were actually excited for Sonic again. Are they trying to do the same thing? Are they literally trying to use Sonic Colors as, whoa, Sonic is great, and then next year, 2022 game, whoa, this game's amazing, Sonic is back. Is that what they're trying to do? Are they trying to repeat 2010? Except this time they're just using a remaster. It's interesting. It's an interesting proposition. I don't know. So yeah, there's that. Just keep that in mind. Next thing, I was talking about the Roger thing before. Is it entirely possible that we might get a new voice cast dubbing the story? I highly, highly doubt it. But if they want to represent the new Sonic, they might want to put them in this game? I don't know. I'm trying to think of their mindset. Maybe they don't want to confuse people with multiple voices of Sonic, possibly. But I guess at the same time, we are going to have the movie. So that's, I don't know. Probably not. It's just a random thought I had. Will it have a new voice cast? I don't mind. I actually like the voices of Colors. In fact, Colors is the only game where I actually liked Roger. And I liked, like everyone else, I thought for that game, with the story being super lighthearted, it worked. Anything beyond that, I hate. But Sonic Colors was absolutely fine, and I think it's Roger's peak performance for Sonic outside of Sonic Boom. So, there we go. Right, so there's that. Next, let's talk about the actual remaster itself. So are they going to fix anything from Sonic Colors? One of the biggest things from Sonic Colors that I do not like is the optional acts. It's the, here's a trampoline and this is the whole stage. Or it's, here's the buttons that you stand on and it moves these laser things. Those acts are just, oh, they are so bad. I get what they were going for design-wise. I kind of understand they're trying to build these mechanics so that they can then use them in an actual full stage. But it doesn't really work. I don't think it works. I think they get boring way too quickly. And I think they should absolutely, just like Sonic Colors DS, make them optional. Make those acts optional. Do not force players to play those very boring levels. The game is already short. Who cares? It's going to be a fun, short game. Just let it be like that. And if people want to go for extra stuff, let them go for extra stuff. More choices, the better. Make those acts optional. Next are the main acts. It's been pretty well documented and pretty much confirmed at this rate, even if you look into the files, that the acts from Sonic Colors were cut. They were meant to be originally way longer, but for some reason, and I guess it's just because the game was meant to be more approachable for Mario, and the levels in like New Super Mario Bros. Are way shorter, they decided, okay, we're going to split them, make them shorter. How about we get an option or a mode, like the egg shuttle thing, where we combine the acts that were originally cut and we get these super long stages. We get 2 normal long acts and a boss fight like it was originally planned. I think that would be way more interesting. I know many Sonic fans really want like challenge in these games, and although it wouldn't turn the game hard, having to last longer in a stage would add some challenge. I think it'd be really interesting to see what the original like vision of the game was, so I'd be happy with that. Are they going to make anything harder? Because in Super Monkey Ball Banana Blitz HD, they actually, because of the motion controls, they got rid of some rails and they made the game and some of the levels harder than the original Wii game. Are they going to do the same here? Probably not, but it'd be interesting. Are we going to get new acts? Probably not. I don't know what they could add unless, and this is my next point, unless they add a new playable character, which I think is pretty likely, to be honest. I think this is the most likely thing of them all. I think they're going to add Tails as a playable character. I think he's going to play just like Sonic in every single way, unless they do like the alternate acts where they give Tails his own stages. But I think it's going to be just, this is Tails and Tails has a boost and it's just the same. Sonic and Tails are literally the 2 main characters of the game, and they're both always under promotional material. So I think it just makes logical sense. So now you can actually play as Tails as well. Plus the fact that we're getting Sonic Movie 2, which has Tails, I think it makes sense to promote the character more. So yeah, I don't think it'll be anything all too interesting, but I think it will happen. Will we get new music as well? Banana Blitz HD, it added a few new tracks, but I don't think we'll get that here. It would be cool, maybe we've got a new main theme or something. I don't know. Next thing is even more interesting. Is this the only game for the 30th anniversary? Is this the thing that's going to tide us over into the next AAA Sonic game? Or is this just one of many things for this year? Which I really hope it is, because that's what they used to have before, and now we don't. It would be really cool if, like the Zippo leaks say, if we got a 2D Sonic game, like an original 2D Sonic game, no old stages, get rid of that, and we got this Colors Remaster, and then we maybe got like a collection of like, maybe the Sonic Advance trilogy, or just anything like that. And just have, this is the 30th anniversary year. Next year, we promise you, is the next new mainline title, and they show us, I would really hope they show us gameplay, but probably not, show us a Misty CG trailer of the next game. I think that's enough. I think that's the only way I would be fine if the next game comes out in 2022, is if we've got a decent amount of content for this year, and not just Sonic Colors. Because this is another point I've got on this list. Does this suggest that the next game is going to be a AAA game? Because, think about it this way. This game, Sonic Colors, is looking like it's going to be the same price. I think $40 or $35. It was the same price, pretty much, as Sonic Forces. What's going to persuade Sega and Sonic Team to be like, okay, why would we make a new game when we can just re-release an old game and make just as much money? In fact, even more money, because we don't have to put nearly as much development time into it. So I think they want a bigger return in money, so they put more money into the game. I don't know. Because the worry there is that they see that Sonic Colors sells really well, and then they just rely on re-releases forever and ever. That would not be great. I would not want that. But we got a good mix between the two, re-releases and new games, and the new games have big budgets because the re-releases are giving them money, and then the big games sell well because they're big games, big, exciting, good, really polished, excellent games. Then we're back in Sonic. Woohoo. Back in Sonic. Next thing is probably the most interesting thing to me. Is this going to be emulated, or is this going to be the source code for the game? Because this myth that we've had for ages is that Sonic Unleashed source code is gone. They deleted it, and that's why it's never came back. That's why Forces used the Lost World engine, gameplay engine, to make the boost gameplay. It's because we don't have the source code for Unleashed. If this game is an actual port that can actually easily add in content in the game, then that means they do have the source code for this game, which would beg the question, why in the name of God did they not use this engine for Forces? Because they just wanted a boost game, and this is a boost game. And if it's the source code, will they use the Hedgehog engine too? Will they change the Lion engine in the game to make use of the new engine to make the game look even better than it already does? I don't know. It'd be interesting to see. I just don't know if it's as easy to just, here's the new Hedgehog engine too. Boom. I don't know how easy that is. I don't know if they'd have to like modify a lot of stuff. It would be interesting to see. So I'd be up for it. I think that point of the source code is something to look out for, because if they truly have the source code for this game, then that could mean that they have the source code for all of these other Sonic games. We do not know. Right. So stick them to that point. I think that was really interesting. That's the most interesting thing to me. Gameland. Gameland content is the multiplayer part of Sonic Colors. Will this be online? Will there be new content? And will the levels for Gameland be locked behind the red rings? Because that's one thing that I think wasn't great, is that they locked everything behind the red rings. Like, that's just multiplayer stages. I don't mind red rings being unlocked for Super Sonic, that's absolutely fine, but for multiplayer content, I don't think they should do that. I think they should be online multiplayer stuff, unlocked straight away. Maybe add more content for the Gameland, maybe make the visuals way less boring. Yeah, nothing more to say other than, yeah, maybe it'll be there. If it's not, I'll be really sad, because in Banana Blitz HD, they got rid of 40 of the 50 mini-games that game had, so could this game suffer the same fate? Who knows? One of the last things I want to talk about, the DS version of the game. Here's something that would be really neat and would absolutely justify the $35, because I still think maybe that's a bit too much depending on how big the actual game is. If they include the DS version of Sonic Colors in this game, that is a huge plus. That's 2 games in one. Nintendo would never do anything like that. Sega, I think they would. DS emulation must be absolutely pants. Must be absolutely easy to do. I know they'd have to, like, give you options for like how you want to see the screens and such. It'd basically be either using an open source emulator or making their own emulator. That might be too much work for them to want to put into a simple remaster of Colors, but I would very much commend them if they did that. And also, to add on top of that, is any DS content going to make it into the Wii version or the HD version of the game? Will we get a new final boss, like Sonic Colors DS had? Will we have different characters actually making an appearance? That would require them to make whole new cutscenes, so I don't know. Also, are we going to get new models for the characters? Because they kind of look, like, they look off when you put them in HD. Obviously because it's a Wii game, so that makes sense. Are they going to make new models, new animations? I don't know, just so many things. But yeah, that's everything. I'm sorry this was so rushed and so, like, weird. This is all on my mind. And I just want to get it out there. Just food for thought. Like, all of these things, all these implications, because of this random Colors remaster, I just want to see it. That's it. What do you guys think? Let me know in the comments below. I appreciate all you, like, if you watched this whole video. Sorry that I'm mumbling on my words. If you watched it all the way to the end, thank you. Are you excited? Are you nervous? Curious? Let me know. So, yeah, thank you all for watching. I'll catch you in the next video. Peace out, my dudes.